God damn. All right. Got one more. We got one more taping on the Uncommon Sense show. We're gonna go ahead and get into that. I'm gonna send this link out real quick, and we're gonna get to that. That be the way it is. Dig it. I hope I don't be hungover in the morning. That would suck. Oh man. Cause I'm the paranoid nigga at your party. Alicia, welcome back.
What's going on?
We having a ball. I guess we kind of want to wrap up this thing with the mayor. I ain't gonna say no, name and all that.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you because I'm like 2 seconds from fighting you.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. What are your final thoughts? I mean, about that's a little early in the in the show, but still, what about Lori Lightfoot? What do you think about what who she is and what she's done up to this point? And do you think? And I think you kind of answered this last question, but do you think that she should continue to be Chicago's mayor?
Yeah, I definitely I think that first of all, I think that her when she came in, like she definitely got blamed for a lot of stuff that was inherited and not necessarily things that she did. I think that she's done some positive things. I really appreciate her cussing at Trump. That I think that one thing that I do like about her, even when we talk about the COVID pandemic, like she and the governor, they kind of were and even the what is her name, and Zinga, they were all on the same page. They were all very clear about what was going on, and they worked very cohesively together to get stuff done. Like with this last situation, like I really like I'm a fan of Auntie Lori. And I don't think that she's getting a fair shake, and I think that they criticize her more than they would anybody else because she's a Black woman. And having said that, that doesn't change the fact that I think that she could fix some things that she needed to fix, like not wanting to name Lakeshore Drive after John Baptiste Gustavo, but I think it ended up being named that anyway.
Yeah.
But I also think that with this last incident, I think that it's unfair for anybody to kind of come to any conclusion, because at the end of the day, you only got the side where they're telling what she said, and we don't have the complete picture. So how is anybody making, like, they're even talking about suing her, but really what happened? Like exactly what happened, and nobody that's telling what happened and telling what she did wrong. Nobody's being forthcoming with the whole truth, and that makes me nervous, just because if you have a tape and if you have these things going on, what did you all do that's causing you all not to tell the complete story, or even to release, if there is a tape or if there's a recording, why are you all not releasing it so that we can hear her say it for ourselves, or say, because right now, to me, you said to me it should be that she allegedly said that, because how do we know? We don't know that she said that because nobody's presenting proof that she said that. So you got a room full of white men who are having a secondary conversation with the Italians about something that she said no to, and now they're accusing her of saying all this stuff. And what she said is true. Like, she does have the bigger dick. She's the mayor, so she's in charge. But if you're saying that she said that, and she said some disparaging stuff about Italians on a Zoom call, where's the proof? And then why are you all not telling us the complete story? Why are we only getting pieces? And the pieces only have to do with what she said. What was the conversation? Like, what did you all do? Because I don't believe that, like, again, like, she shouldn't have said it. If she said it, she shouldn't have said it. But I've seen her enough speaking to know that when she gets to talking like that, you've done something to her. Like, it's something that was done to her that shouldn't have been done or shouldn't have been said, that she had to tell you that her dick was bigger than yours. So what happened? And even if you, whatever you did, that doesn't make what she said right. But what's the context in what she said it? Because the way they're making it seem is like she just fucking, as a black woman and how black women are portrayed, it makes it seem like she's just an angry black woman. She didn't like what they were doing, and so she just went off on them. That's what the media is perceiving her to be, and I have a problem with that. So I think that everybody should reserve their opinions until we find out exactly what these white men in this room in the closed door with this one little black woman said.
Yeah.
Why you saying, oh Jesus, what you calling him for? What he got to do?
What he got to do?
Went off on she got into with Kim Fox.
What's up with Kim Fox?
It happened like a year ago. No, it wasn't even a year ago. I wanted to look at that video. If y'all want to check it out, I could put it on here. But she had got into it with Kim Fox. It was a back and forth debate. It might have been about Laquan McDonald. I'm not 100% sure. But it might have been some type of cover up for some shit. And
when they were trying to get her out of office.
Who, Kim Fox?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because remember they were trying to get Kim Fox out of office with Juicy Smollett.
Yeah.
And they were saying that she
and
closed it, and they said that she had a hand in why he got released, and they were calling for her resignation, and they didn't want her to get reelected, and blah blah blah. So I mean, it could have been that.
You talking about they didn't want Kim Fox to get reelected, right?
Right. Because they said she had something to do with Juicy getting let loose,
set free. That motherfucker didn't. Now he didn't get knocked, did he?
We don't know, because all we know is that they started the case and he went to court. They ain't said. I don't think they said it wasn't big news no more.
They just.
So we don't know what happened.
They kept this sissy motherfucker on the news for like 10 years.
Hey.
Why is he? I'm sick of him. It's just like, like he's not no.
Oh man.
I think he's sick of that shit too. Like, this is not his doing. I'm sure he was sick of this shit too, because we thought.
So you feel like he got attacked for real?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I mean,
it proved all that already.
We thought that they had left him alone. They resolved that, he was bullshit. They let him go about his business. Here we go 5 years later.
Here you go.
They indicting him. Like, how? Like,
yeah, they suing him for. I think they suing him for him pressing charges, making it all up. And how much money it cost?
But you want to sue him for that, but then y'all throw this whole goddamn trial and y'all wasting taxpayer money. We got plenty of criminals and they need to go to the court and trial and shit. There's people in Kill County right now waiting for a trial day. Why y'all fucking with Jussie?
It was a high profile case.
But
why? But even why was it that? Because he lied about getting jumped on? No, that ain't high profile.
Because he had all the shit working in his favor. He was black, he was a black male, and he was a sissy. So when you get all three of them together, man. It's being real. Crazy. And personally, on the real shit, I don't think I don't know this dude for me, but I don't think he's one of them motherfuckers. I don't think he is.
What's one of them? What that mean?
I don't think he's a fucking sissy. I don't think he's damn.
Oh, he pretended like he is.
Yeah, and I think that's the card he's riding on, is because it's pretty obvious that if you jump on that bandwagon, then you seek to you stand to gain benefits from that. No different than Lori did or anybody else. They're gonna reward. See, the thing is, this is the problem I got with LGBT. The problem is
that's not what you got a problem.
No, I'm gonna tell you straight up. It's black folks can look on TV or any way they want to look, and we can go way back to the 90s with RuPaul. Well, RuPaul was like a fucking lone wolf. You know, so you knew the nigga was there, but you ain't really paid no mind. But now it's just a rampant thing. So now you got all these chicks with dicks out here. You got all these fucking, what's the nigga name? Kathleen Cox or whatever the fuck. You know, something Cox. The nigga last name is Cox. I swear to God. Wait, hold on.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even follow none of them people.
No, hey, look, this shit just
What
popped.
he playing?
I don't know what the nigga do.
He in the movie?
Is he a dark skinned guy with a fade?
Let me find him. Hold on. Something Cox. Cox. Trinity.
I want you to stop saying that because that's disturbing.
No, my bad. I'm just being real. Like, that's the nigga name. So hold on. I'm gonna tell you who it is right here. Laverne Cox.
Who is that? I don't even know who that is.
This nigga, this a nigga. It's a chick with a dick. This nigga got a whole dick and a chick. So this nigga, he getting all this ink. The thing is, they get all this
That's
ink.
a man.
Yeah, that's a man.
What's his name?
Laverne Cox.
Laverne Cox. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And he's from Mobile, Alabama.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord, down there with you. Mobile.
I did not.
This nigga,
Mobile, Alabama.
the whole nigga.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that nigga a freak. But
I know you talking about. I seen him before.
this.
Yeah, they said he slept with like some stars, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that part. I know now though. But see,
I think
this ain't the only one. And you got these mannish motherfuckers out here. And see, the thing is, look at all the ink they get. This motherfucker was on The View. This motherfucker on to the Today Show. You know what I'm saying? For being a chick with a dick. And all that is just telling little black boys to go out there and dress like a fucking sissy. So you
but that's the purpose of it all. That's the purpose. Like there's definitely a gay agenda being pushed, and it's to feminize black men, black and brown men. It's to make I've been telling my son this since the damn skinny jeans came out. Like what you're doing is you're normalizing. Like, I mean, if you're gay, you're gay. But what they're doing is they're making it so normal, and they're pushing that agenda so much. Even when you look at fashion, that even if you're not gay, you're wearing gay shit. Like, no nigga has no business wearing no leggings that look like mine, because what essentially happens,
so true.
I'm not attracted to you because you look like me, so I'm gonna assume that you like what I like. A woman likes a man, and a man likes a woman. So when you do things other than that, then you're not procreate no more. And they're gonna start okay. Well,
damn, what was that?
Unbelievable.
Transgender parents try to breastfeed
a non-binary child.
That's abuse.
That show is.
This was 7 months ago.
Because you don't have breast milk. Like, there's no breast milk, so you can't breastfeed.
But they're gonna try. This type of freak shit these motherfuckers be on.
Can you turn from this? Because this is disturbing.
Okay, see this.
Oh my goodness.
Now this the nigga right here. This nigga.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And so
be careful next time you go to the public bathroom.
Right. They got them binary bathrooms out now in Chicago.
They do?
I think that they should, because if somebody identifies as female and they have a penis, if you don't feel comfortable going into a man's bathroom because you're dressed as a woman, I get it. But I don't want you in the bathroom with me, because that leads to me, even if it's harmless for you, like, you may very well come in the bathroom to use the bathroom because you are transgender and you look like a woman, and that's where you feel like you should be. But then to me, that leaves open for men who are just fucking perverts and whatever to dress up as women.
I don't want my girls going to the bathroom.
Don't put me, you put women in a bad position, because it might be it might be your intention just to use the bathroom, but then you set a precedent. So now men that are perverts or whatever, they start dressing as women just to come in the bathroom.
That's exactly. I think that's what Kanara, you was kind of taking it there a little bit.
and so a non-binary bathroom is fine. And I'll go to the women's bathroom where I know everybody in there got the same thing I got, and then there's no harm, no foul.
Right. This is, and this is all like this the agenda that's why I don't agree with LGBT, is because they forcing this shit on on the kids. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
so true.
and these motherfuckers is like when you got D Wade's son, this little picklehead motherfucker out here. I seen D Wade, and you start noticing like, yo, this nigga, he's starting to pop up a little more and all this, and he was on the
Who, Dwayne Wade?
D Wade. I lost all respect for him and Gabrielle Union.
I think Gabrielle Union doing that.
Yeah, she doing that, but he co-signed.
But if he's allowing that to happen,
Yeah, he allowing it.
If at 12 years old you're not able to smoke, you're not able to drink, and you can't make your own decisions, there's no way in the world that he should have been able to make a decision. Like, he could have had the conversation. If that's how he feels, that's fine. Like, as a parent, you want to support that. However, you don't make such a big decision at 12. Like, that's not a decision that you make at 12. And then, so essentially what they've done is they've allowed him to put on these dresses and do all this shit. So if at 18 he decides that
he don't want it no more,
it's going to be hard for him to come out of that, because now he has an image. Yep. At 12 years old, he has a fucking image. So that's who he's going to be. So if at 18, 21, he'd be like, hey, I like women. I don't want to dress like a woman no more.
That's crazy.
That's going to be a hard thing for him to come out, because now, because it's so public, that's his image. That's who he is. And the expectation is that that's what he's going to do. And he's also become, at 12 years old, an LGBT icon. Like, it's not, it's not okay. And they should not have put him in the public eye like that. That's unfair to him, because he has no chance to grow up. From 12 to 18, you go through a range of emotions, and he hasn't even hit puberty. On top of the lessons that you learn in that short, that's a big period of discovery, growth, understand. It's a big period of a lot of stuff, and you've essentially allowed him to put on dresses and shoved him in front of the media. And that's going to be hard for him to come back for. And that's unfair to him. That's unfair to him in so many ways.
And it's so crazy, ironic to me too, that nobody paying attention is only black men. Majority of them is black men. No other race, nobody paying attention to that. That don't look odd.
It looks very odd.
That's very odd. That's like walking outside, everybody wearing a mask, like a whole Halloween mask. And it's just no one paying, just walking oblivious to it. Like that, I don't know, man. I feel like in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people, I don't know if it's a higher power or not, or whatever. It's gonna be a lot of people gonna get punished for just that. Because you can see a blatantly target. That's crazy.
It's neglectful, and it's selfish. It's very selfish. Like, if that's who he feel like he like that should have that should have been private. At that age, that's something private. You don't even talk.
Right.
The kids at 12 years old, like, what the fuck do you know about sex? Like, you don't know anything about it. You're not developed enough to know about, and he very well may have felt like he liked boys. Like, I can get that part, but to make such a drastic change and allow him to make that decision for that drastic change, as opposed to being parents and be like, okay, we can respect that you feel this way, but we're not putting on dresses right now. That's not what we're going to do. We can find some alternatives for like maybe clothing, or we can find some different clothing that you may like, but we're not doing dresses and different hair. We're not going to present you as a girl right now. That's not a decision at 12 that you can make. And simply because you can't even fucking drink or smoke at 12. I mean, at 12.
My question is, I feel like it contradict like what you were saying earlier when you was like how you stay in your ex-husband. You allow your ex-husband to your kids to be around them and be around because they need a father, because you can't teach them.
I'll bring it back up.
I don't think it contradicts that. I think that
no, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the psyche of a male when a male is being born. No matter what I might find attractive, can I wake up one day psychologically think like a woman?
Well, no,
is that possible?
No, but physically, I think that he may have felt like he likes boys, because at 12 years old, like, that little girl started liking little boys, so he may have felt like he liked boys, and that's why I said that conversation would have been okay. That conversation should have been had, because if he feels like that, we can address that, and we can talk about that, and we can respect where you are, and we can respect how you feel. But at 12 years old, we're not putting you in a dress. We're not going to transition you into a girl, because at 12 years old, you haven't really developed. Like, you haven't even went through puberty at this point. So
Right.
we can respect where you are, and we can make some different clothing choices if you like, but we're not going to dress as a girl, because you have a lot more growth to do. You have a lot more, like, physically, like hormonally, you have a lot more things to get
Right.
through before we take that stance on that. So they could have respected the fact that he felt like that, but to put him in a dress, and not only put him in a dress, but put him in a dress and put him in the forefront of media. Like, to me,
Right.
that was the worst thing you could have done, because how does he get at 12 years old? You've allowed him to make this decision, which I don't think that you should have let him make, but that's your child. But then once he decides, if at 15 he decides that ain't what he gonna do no more, you've put him out in this media, and that's how people know him. So at 15, how you put him in a position that, how do I get out of this shit? How do I keep people from seeing me? Like if that's not if that's not who or what he wants to be anymore, whenever he decides that, you've pretty much put him in a position where people are going to start asking questions, because now this is how people knows him. This is how people see him, and this is his personality from now on. So whenever he decides he don't want to do this anymore, he's going to have to explain to everybody, people that don't even know him, why he's not doing that anymore. And that's a
Right.
burden that they put on a 12-year-old that they should not have. They should have left him dressed as a young boy, or tried some other alternatives, but dresses and clothes and dressing like a woman at 12 and 13 should not have been an option for him.
And you know, I
That's
was
crazy.
just thinking, you know, to myself that I think a lot of these parents are game for supporting their child because it's easier than
Yeah,
guiding.
he 14 years old.
But see, when you support, first,
That's crazy.
I mean, I can say when I was a kid, I wanted everything. Well, I wasn't greedy like that, but you know, kids, man.
He said, "What like?"
I mean, the kids' minds
I hear you.
weather. You know what I'm saying? So 1 minute they into Transformers, the next minute they into the Ninja Turtles. It's the kids' mind change. It doesn't mean that you should support it.
Yeah.
Like Alicia said, you're doing a disservice to that child. This kid don't know nothing, and you've been on the planet, adult, parent, father, mother. You've been on the planet twice, at least twice as long as he has, and you can recognize that, hey, this kid is making a mistake. But instead, what do? You support his decision to just totally not be what he is by nature, and that says a lot, because that got me to thinking a lot of things. Well, if he has a sexual preference at this age, was he molested? Because that's
True.
in my mind. Okay,
Yeah.
well, because a kid that age shouldn't be thinking about sex at all.
Right.
They're thinking about going to school, having friends, you know,
Playing the latest video games,
right,
stuff.
those type of things. Those are typical kids. Now, granted, he's not a typical kid because his father's a celebrity, his mother-in-law is a celebrity. I understand that, but he's still a kid nonetheless. And so when you think of this type of thing, and they take it, like you said, put him in the forefront, he's sitting down here. Now, this video here, to me, speaks volumes of the impact and what they're trying to push to people is that, hey, if you just go get some weave braids and you dress like a woman, you can sit here
talking with the first lady as if what he's done is something special and something so wonderful that the first lady needs to invite him to have an interview. You're interviewing him about dressing as a girl. That's nothing, and he's 12.
Right.
And so
you know, all these other kids that's highly intelligent, and they can't be interviewed at all or looked at.
And he may be, in all fairness, he may be highly intelligent, but the interview was not about anything other than him dressing as a girl at a young age. And you have the first lady, the first black lady of the United States interviewing. And so not only are you pushing an agenda, but you've used a very powerful icon in the black community to do it. And so that makes it even more okay, and that makes it even more normal, because now you got Michelle Obama, they grinning and laughing like the shit is normal. And guess what? It's nothing wrong with the young man. It's nothing wrong with him. but that's a fucking hell of a burden to put on somebody at 12 and 13 years old. It's not
That's
right.
so true.
It waxes abusive, and it's not thinking of that child's future or about what that child might decide he may or may not want to be after 15, after 16, after 17. Like, you pretty much put him in a position where he's in the spotlight. Now he's going to have to deal with the decision that he made at 12 years old, and that's not fair.
And he probably never come out of that shadow. But from what I calculate, is like I said, when you see him out there with Shaq and they're doing the pregame stuff for the basketball games, or Dwayne Wade got a television show, among other things. You know, Gabrielle Union shows up in the Revlon commercial.
You think they sacrificed the kid for their success?
That's exactly what they did, because LGBT is holding all the cards. They got all the dough. That's exactly what they did. They basically used this kid.
Sold their kid for success.
In so many words.
Think about it. What Gabrielle Union did in the movies.
Exactly my point.
Prior to this.
What's Wade doing after basketball? He retired like 3-4 years ago, maybe longer. What else did he?
Well, they just allowed him to own portion of the Utah Jazz.
And that probably ain't by coincidence. Because why did
that
happen a couple years ago? Now, since you didn't put your son, and it could all be an act. I don't know this kid. He could just be playing a role. See, when we go into everybody knows that the LGBT shit, that movement is what's popping. That's who got all the money. That's who gets all the props.
That's true.
All that. So a nigga know that if you go and you be a part of this, then you could share in the benefits too. Okay? Because I said this before, and y'all quote me on this. One day, that kid is going to have his own reality show.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I believe it.
And this is after D Wade did all the shows he want to do.
Or he's going to end up substance abuse and just messed up. He going to either do one or the other.
Yeah, that makes sense too. That's a very probable case for him because, you know, he gets older. The older kids, they usually get into this and that and the third. But I can see this kid right here, because he's such a controversial figure and he's so young on top of this, that they would set him up to have his own show, his own reality show, which would give even bigger platform to Wade and Gabrielle Union and whoever else they want to throw in there to come and get that check. See, it's always about $1. It's always about $1. This is why I say Black folks today are idolaters, because we praise money. We love money.
We worship.
We worship money. And this is the extent that we're willing to go to get a fucking dollar. Because there's no picture from the NBA. Gabrielle ain't doing no work nowhere. So what else do they have that they can offer? Oh, well, we can get this kid over here. You know, well, he liked to wear girls' clothes. And then we can play the role and parade around and act like one big happy family. Because you remember when D Wade and them had that surrogate, they sitting down across with fucking Oprah for a surrogate baby. Is that serious? They sitting across from Oprah. She interviewing them. And
Gabrielle, you talking about Gabrielle? You talking about Gabrielle Union and them?
Yeah, Gabrielle.
Oh, they had a surrogate baby. Oh, Gabrielle Union never carried it.
Right, but they did an interview about it.
I mean, to be honest though, I looked up her background for a while ago. I think she
was unable to carry. She's unable to carry.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She keeps on having miscarriages, so her uterus it won't maintain a pregnancy.
So what was the point in having of all people interview you? Y'all managed.
Well, but people. One thing I can say about Oprah, like I'm not a big fan of Oprah. Like I think Oprah is a big problem in the Black community because Oprah tends to interview those people that she deems worthy. So the people that Black people actually look up to, the people that are actually relevant, like she doesn't necessarily interview them. She interviews Tyler Perry and the people that she likes. Right. And Oprah really ain't for us. Like Oprah is not. She's really for the white women, and that's who she panders to. Like these shows that she has on, like I really don't watch on because
Me either. Me
she
and you
you know
both.
initially she wasn't, I guess, on, from what I understand, on wasn't making, it wasn't doing as well as she thought it was, but then she added all these black shows, Tyler Perry and all, then she started making money. Her and I haven't really been feeling her since she opened up those schools in Africa as opposed to opening up here, and the
Right
Right.
comments
in
she
the
made
States.
about
She
Right.
why.
even do it in Chicago. That's the sad
Well,
part.
Not from it.
what if she had did it in the
Yeah, that's
United States?
true.
Period. There's a big need for
Or even her home state in
black
Mississippi.
schools,
She
right?
ain't do
Black
it there.
anywhere, but there's a need for black schools in the United States, and the fact that she chose to go over there and do it and made the comment that I guess black people wouldn't appreciate it over it, whatever she said, like, bitch, you came from nothing,
Right.
and you
She was a
became
Wonder
famous.
Woman.
Like, black folks loved you when you was fat and when your hair
She
wasn't
was a
quite
Wonder
right,
Woman.
and we
She
liked you,
was.
and we helped you get that platform, and once you got that platform, you left us in the dust. So I don't fool with
I don't
Oprah.
like us.
I don't think that, and even like what her and Gail, what they do to black men, like how they did R. Kelly,
Kelly, yep.
um,
Yeah.
you know, that was like that's tantamount to sabotaging us. Like, you, of
You
all the people that you could have interviewed, the way that Gail interviewed him, you're setting him up. And I'm not saying that R. Kelly was right, but I have yet to hear either one of them say he was wrong. But what about them fucking parents that allowed their child knowingly to
well,
go with this grown ass man?
They
Like,
get
why are
no
they
kind
not
of
like,
doing.
but people don't understand the game nowadays is to you have to get rid of black men. You have to stay away from them to stay in power. So I understand why
I
I
mean,
don't
I
like it
understand why
either.
she did it, but well, again, like when we in watching that interview, nobody asked the question with her platform, as big as her platform is and as big as her following is. Why didn't you ask the question? Like, R. Kelly was wrong,
Mhm.
but
Oh, that's not
those
that.
parents were
Of
wrong
course
too.
she
So
wouldn't
why are
say
we not
that.
advocating and
She'll
pushing
lose her
for?
money.
But no, she wouldn't have, because there wasn't white folks that was doing that shit. But the story wouldn't have been as important, because what they want to do was dog R. Kelly out, because that was what was being done. But at
Right,
the end of
right.
the day, you had black parents, mothers and fathers, who knew knowingly let their child go off with this grown ass man
Yep.
for
Real.
however long they went off, and nothing was said. And when the money dried up is when everybody want to get on here and talk shit about R. Kelly. But
Exactly.
R. Kelly wasn't the only person that needed to be jailed. He wasn't the only one wrong, and he shouldn't have been the only one talked about. When they surviving R. Kelly, they should have added those parents in there to survive their parents too, because they were culpable. They, to me, that was sex trafficking, that was human trafficking, that was prostitution, that was pedophilia, and their parents should have been charged just like he was. Period. That. But Oprah didn't talk about that. They want to dog R. Kelly and make R. Kelly look to be a fucking maniac.
Right.
And that's what they did. And that's why Snoop called her a funky dog head ass bitch. He apologized, but
He
he wasn't
apologized.
wrong.
He shouldn't
Why he
apologize.
apologizes because them not the
His
ones.
mama told him to.
No, that's
Yeah,
His
bullshit. That's bullshit.
he,
I believe it's because
I believe that too. They told her not to.
that's
But I'm just saying, everybody know if you put down a black man, you don't support him, you'll get your way. If you become a woman or you become a black man, want to be a sissy or whatever, you gonna get your way. Just don't enable or help black men. That's the whole motto of America. Just don't help them, don't enable them,
it's
don't
not just
stand
about
next
the
to them.
black man. What you want to do is you want to keep a wedge and controversy and chaos between the black man and the black woman.
Right,
Because it ain't just because you can't just if you can't just destroy the black man. You have to make the black woman not respect him. and
Mhm.
and
right.
and 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 then you don't have to worry about, because I can fuck a black man all day long. I can produce children with a black man, but when I deem that I don't want to fuck with him no more, I got the kids and I'm raising them. Like, a woman is the first teacher of a child, so I can teach my child to hate that nigga too. And
Right,
it's cyclical. So it's not just about the black man. It's devaluing him to a point that the black woman sees no use for
right.
Right. And the
him.
reason you don't see no, I don't cut you off, but I just want to say one
No,
thing.
no, go ahead.
The reason she sees no use for him, it still goes back to the same thing. It's all about a dollar. Now it's a whole thing. Whereas I guess some sisters see us less than if we don't make a certain amount of money. It's shallow, but it's a reality because that's what they're preaching out here today. And so, if a man ain't making a dollar that she feels he should make, that he's not a man or less than a man, which there comes your disrespect or lack there.
That's so
lack
funny
of
though.
respect.
I laugh at that. So
It's funny.
who sets the rule?
Well, the sisters is perpetuating the rules. I don't know who said it.
Well, the women, so the women always set the rules, because the women, if you have, and when you look at a civilization, you look at a woman to see what that civilization looks like. Because a man wants a woman, so he's going to follow a woman. A woman raises a kid, so the kids are going to do what the woman said. So civilization is always judged by a woman. So when you do have women that are taught that you have to have these men with these six figures, but what they don't talk about is a man's character, is
Right.
his ethics or anything. So you may
Right.
get these men to get all these money, but he ain't got to treat you like shit, because ain't nobody told you that this man got to be a good man, right? And they don't tell you that, man, it's a man out here. You're gonna need a man to fix your water. You're gonna need a man to maybe fix something in the house. You're gonna need a man like builders, carpenters, plumbers, electricians, mechanics. Like, you need all them, because that they make all your shit work. Like that, they get you everything that you need. Those are your basics. So but you don't hear them talking about that, because they don't see those as men of standard. But this is the thing though. When that man leave you, or when everything shut down, them carpenters, them electricians, them plumbers, the mechanics, them gonna be the ones that you definitely gonna need. Because they can fix and take care of everything that you need in order just to have basic functionality in your life. We're not taught on as a society, people with good character. Even when you're looking at a woman, they don't talk about a woman that's nice, that's smart, that's kind, that's loving, that cook. They want a woman with a fat ass.
Yep.
A fat ass, a banging body, and some good pussy that can get some good head. Those are the criteria. And so you have babies with these women, and you wonder why children act like they do. Well, you got you a bad bitch, right? Got you a bad bitch,
But
and
you
that's how
said
she referred to
exactly what
herself.
it is, bad bitch.
But
Bad bitch.
that's who you.
Well, they
That's who you
use it as a
procreated
positive,
with.
but actually it's negative.
Right, but that's who you procreated. So you procreated with a bad bitch, and you expect society to look like what?
I'm a king.
A bad bitch can't teach nothing. She don't know nothing. She don't cook. She don't clean. She don't have no more. She got a fat ass. She look good, and that's all she can do. But that was the only requirement, right? So you got a bad bitch and a nigga that makes six figures. None of them got good character. None of them got morals. None of them have too much other than what people see. They don't have any substance to them. But you want them to. You make kids with them, and this is what you get. Right? And they're not teaching them morals and values and character life lessons, because they ain't got none. But society is saying this, everybody checking the bag. Everybody checking the bag, and this is what I should look like. This is what I should look. So you being a good person, you knowing how to read, you want to cook for your man. Like women that want to cook for their man and serve their man, they consider crazy. Bitch, what you doing that for? He can do that shit himself. You don't need to do that for no man. His hands ain't broke. You don't even believe in serving a man. But you want him to buy you $2,000, $3,000 bags. You want to buy him a Birkin, but you won't even make this man a sandwich.
And they're gonna be old and lonely. That's what's gonna happen.
Yep, old and lonely.
And then when you get desperate like that,
there's gonna be a whole lot of old and lonely women.
It's gonna be a whole lot of old and lonely lesbians, because that's what's going.
No, they ain't gonna be lesbians. Because let me tell you what. If you think about society, you got these older women giving these young women that advice, and all these young old women that's giving these young women advice. They ain't got not a man in the house. They ain't got no man. Why they tell them don't cook for them, don't do this, you ain't got to do that. They saying that, and they all sitting in the same goddamn house, 3 generations.
Yep.
Somebody say single women keep women single. That's the
that's what I heard. Yep.
Yeah. The thing is because, and see, like I say, you know, and the motherfucker will never stop to think that they don't want you to have a man because they ain't got a man. They'll never.
But how you taking man advice from somebody that don't got a man? Why would I ever take advice from you on how to keep a man and get a man when you ain't got no man? You taking advice from the wrong person. That's like somebody that can't keep their house clean. Why would I ever take cleaning advice from you? You don't know what you're talking about.
Common sense,
right?
But see, that's the thing. You know, we coming down to.
Well, it have a lot to do with manipulation too, because a lot of women would say, "Hey, all these bad men I encountered." So a woman could suck that, a young girl would suck that up like, well, she probably right about it.
If you 60 years old and every man that you met ain't shit, I'm with Cat Williams. You might need to check yourself. Because all men can't, you ain't met every man, and every man you encounter
I
ain't shit.
know.
That means
I'm
if you
just putting it
attracted,
out there.
it's something
Playing devil
about you.
advocate.
It's something
Just
about
playing
you
devil
that's doing
advocate.
that.
It's definitely
I'm just
something
playing
about
devil advocate.
because
I believe accountability and responsibility.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Everybody
I don't
make
believe
choices.
after 24, 25 years old, when you start saying men ain't shit, then you have to start looking at yourself because there's something about you that's
Well, go up
attractive.
and down Facebook. You will see
I
it.
don't be like,
I
look, I
just,
stay off Facebook. I stay
I
off
know.
Facebook.
I'm just saying, go up and down social media.
People have, but
say
they
it.
have unrealistic expectations of what a relationship is, and nobody wants to work. Any kind to maintain any relationship requires work. Any kind of relationship, it
Period.
requires you
Yep.
to work, and it's not just
Well, they
somebody
don't even
giving you
have
something.
friends.
I'm giving him pussy and he giving me money. That's not a relationship, nigga.
Relationship.
Oh,
That's
it's
Business.
transactional. That's
That's
a
a
business
business
transaction.
transaction.
A relationship is I care
Yeah,
about your well-being. I
I go
care
to
about your
Starbucks
feelings,
every day, get a cup
and
of coffee.
right.
We ain't married.
It's transactional, right? But when you in a relationship, I care about how I care about your well being. I care that you. I want to know if you ate. I want to know if you had something to drink. I want to know how you doing. I want to know about you. I want to make sure that you're okay. And you want to make sure that I'm okay. That's a relationship. But we fucking and you buying me stuff. It's transactional, and nobody cares about nothing.
because well, I would say they care about themselves. Everybody's looking to see what they can get from the next person, and you end up
Yeah.
with
They still can't count. They broke.
nothing. Nobody.
All them transactions, you
What is with you
ain't
and this
made enough
counting?
money. When you gonna hit the jackpot to
They
quit?
jackpot, but
But
they
It's never
even
the
with
end
money,
goal of quitting.
but even when you got money, you can't be money with a shitty person. Like shit, you're a shitty person. You need to fix that because money is not going to make you a better person.
Right.
You're a
Yeah.
shitty person. You need to fix your fucking character and fix who you are. Nobody owes you nothing, and don't no
You
man
know
have to
what?
give you
The
nothing because
best
you
thing
got
you can
pretty
do
face
is
and some fat
love
ass.
yourself. Not change yourself, but love yourself
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
motto. Now, I've heard
yeah.
that.
that's they say.
I ain't gonna change myself. I'm just gonna just love myself even more.
But the reality of that is
I
everybody
love when
change.
people say that.
People change out of necessity. And when people feel that it's necessary to change, they will change. But if you think that if they feel like this, the way they're living is okay, there's not a need to change. Like people don't change for nobody else. People change because they feel it's necessary.
Right.
And when you feel like you doing what you're doing is okay and you getting what you need, you're not gonna change. But when you figure when somebody takes something that you want from them, you'll change. Or you feel like you lacking or you fucking up, you will change your situation. You will change how you think. You'll change your situation.
Well, I'll tell you what. Speaking of change, the next week we're gonna change the topic. We're gonna get into some other shit. We're gonna have something even better than what we had today. We come down to the last few seconds of the show. I want to thank Alicia. I want to thank Will, Ebony, Tamika, John. I want to thank everybody for being a part of this show and making this show a big success. This UnCommon show, I know it's gonna cut out. I just want to say good night and peace to you.